Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and while you may be seated in front of the TV watching the obvious Thanksgiving specials, such as BC the First Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving in the Land of Oz, geez, make up your mind, television. Did Thanksgiving begin in prehistoric times, or in Dorothy Gale's head? Anyway, I'm a Looney Tunes man myself. Notice the sexy Wily Coyote shirt, and this unmarked VHS tapes of Looney Tunes cartoons that I taped when I was a kid. See, when you're a child, you watch these tapes for the cartoons, obviously. But when you're an adult, you watch them for the cartoons and the commercial breaks.
Boy, that made me hungry. You guys coming?
The 1970s brought us a handful of other Looney Tunes television specials, such as Bugs and Daffy's Carnival of Animals from 1976, and the 8-minute short Bugs Bunny's Christmas Carol from 1979. And while the current TV commercials are trying to convince me that I should be spotlighting something Christmas-related right now, I'm going to ignore that and focus on the 1979 TV special Bugs Bunny's Thanksgiving Diet. Spoiler alert, it's carrots. Lots and lots of carrots. Bugs Bunny, it appears, runs a diet clinic, aptly titled Diet Clinic, and features such clever motivational posters as Stout is out and Chubby is crubby. No room on the wall for Flat the Fat or Fleece the Obese? Whatever Bugs' diet methods are, it seems to be working wonders on Porky Pig. Just look at this before and after photo. I hear his methods also did crazy good things for Elmer Fudd.
I feel ridiculous, silly. Remember, take 2 a day and call me in the morning.
Yes, we all knew it was gonna be carrots, but, Bugs, clearly you are gonna turn all of your patients orange. Did you not see that episode of House, or that episode of Scrubs that spoofed that episode of House? You've got a lawsuit coming your way, mister. But at least he has the Dow Jones and the Dow Freeling charts to pay attention to. They were also going to show the Dow Bakshi, but they couldn't show that on television. If you're doubting Bugs' credentials as a doctor, he's going to set you plenty straight.
Gee, 6 months of medical school and I still gotta do everything around here myself.
Maybe in that 6 months of medical school, he could have figured out that only the patients show their ass through their gowns. Bugs' next patient is Millicent the Rabbit.
I eating like crazy lately. It's some big emptiness I try to fill. Thanksgiving coming is going to be worse. Poor doctor. I am cracking up.
Okay, never mind being sued for carrots. I think Zsa Zsa Gabor is gonna have some words with him about being portrayed as a morbidly obese yellow rabbit. One who is trying to seduce Bugs via provocative couch positions. I'll give you 3 guesses on Bugs' diet plan for Millicent.
Carrots are part of a sensible holiday diet. They're nutritious, delicious, never suspicious.
I can't really disagree with him about carrots being a healthy alternative, but why does this make him flash back to a time when Yosemite Sam tried killing him in the woods? Oh, it's because this is a 23-minute television special, and about half of it is stock footage. CBS decided to go this route instead of showing us the Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 Thanksgiving special, which, oddly enough, was mostly stock footage from Blood Freak. It transitions into the 1951 short Rabbit Every Monday, mainly because the short opens with Bugs singing about carrots. Though since this is edited into a television special, about half of the short is cut out. But 1979 Bugs is there to fill us in on the gaps.
That corn-torn injured rabbit bit my nose!
So there I was, trapped. Some people don't dig carrots for Thanksgiving.
This just makes me want to pop in my own tape so I can see the full cartoon. That, and a commercial for New Coke.
And I'm standing here with this ice-cold, thirst-quenching, deliciously satisfying Coca-Cola, and it actually tastes better.
Is Bugs also implying that this is taking place on Thanksgiving? Well, a table is set, so if it's following Home Sweet Home rules, that's all you need to do to classify this as Thanksgiving.
Here, throw this on the fire. I just love the smell of old hickory.
Yes, Andrew Jackson was certainly our most scented president.
Now get in that oven!
Well, okay, Mac, if you say so.
If only Leatherface's victims were this cooperative. Here's where the editing is bizarre. Suddenly it goes from the actual audio of Rabbit Every Monday to Mel Blanc redubbing the voices. At first I was confused, but then it hit me why. Originally, when there was a party going on in the oven, you could hear the sounds of big band music playing in the background.
Gonna have some cracked ice and a few more chairs.
But since it is now 1979, there's a disco party going on in there.
Gonna have some cracked ice and a few more chairs.
And then when it's the original audio, you do notice the shift between 1951 voice and 1979 voice.
Hey, girls, the life of the party is here. Imagine him falling for a gag like that.
Oh, and they also show footage from a disco that's apparently going on in the oven. Obviously implying that Bugs is gonna do so much angel dust off of Sam's ass. I guess this was supposed to show Millicent how to properly eat on Thanksgiving?
Sometimes a deep emotional problem can cause overeating. Food can be a substitute for something we all need.
Please, allow me to show you this Wily Coyote short to prove it to you. And to make it more 70s, the Coyote is now chasing the Roadrunner in Burt Reynolds' Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit. Poor Coyote has no carrots for his diet, so he's resorted to eating a can, which I personally would rather eat than cranberry sauce. That is, until he sees the Roadrunner. Oh, Coyote, that's not gonna fill you up. Originally in Zip Zip Hooray, Wile E. Coyote explains to two kids watching television why he chases the Roadrunner, but since we can't show the kids here, he explains it to Bugs Bunny.
Why does he find that skinny, scrawny voice so appetizing?
A legitimate question, young man.
Odd, almost like he was talking to a kid there.
And Roadrunner surprise.
Oh, Roadrunner, you disgusting cannibal. A jittering Sylvester the cat is brought in by Nurse Moneypenny to see Bugs.
Beat it, Fester. I'm an emergency case.
To me is looking like basket case.
Yeah, he does look a little like a Siamese twin that you carry around in a picnic basket. Leave it to a 1979 television special to completely retcon Sylvester the cat. Sylvester starts telling the story of how his dad was terrible at catching mice. So it shows a clip of Sylvester talking to his son Junior. Only I guess in this continuity, Junior is Sylvester, and Sylvester is his dad? Also Sylvester? Sorry, I'm not high enough on tryptophan to process this. So this has made present Sylvester, also Sylvester, unable to fend for himself. Careful with that can, the coyote needs it for breakfast.
The tide came in! Help! Help! Somebody save me!
No, don't help him. It's Tweety Bird. Tweety Bird is not now, nor has he ever been funny.
Right there I wised up. That bird was bad news.
Yeah, he is bad news. When I was a kid and watched blocks and blocks of awesome Looney Tunes cartoons, they were always interrupted by fucking Tweety Bird. This section combines about 3 different Tweety Bird cartoons, probably because they're not funny and you can't tell them apart. But a majority of the footage comes from Birds Anonymous.
You'll find that your bird will come out the golden brown.
I always get like this when I'm watching Carving Magic as well. You mean I just cut him up like little chickens? Sylvester swears off birds and instead begins to chase after Klaus from American Dad. But this is a good alternative. Sylvester gets cans of tuna and I don't have to see Tweety Bird anymore. Except this asshole mouse takes Sylvester's can opener. Okay, so Sylvester has cans of tuna, enough to last him a lifetime, but you, a mouse, someone who Sylvester will try to kill, are taking the one thing that will prevent him from stalking you, which would somehow end up with your house exploding. Seriously, what an asshole! Poor Sylvester moves on to spaghetti after this, which if he could afford a spaghetti dinner, why couldn't he afford a can opener? I know it's from a different cartoon, and you can clearly tell because it dubs the word fish over the word birds.
Fish are off my list.
Mamma mia! Pussycats should eat the spaghetti. It'll make you nice and fat.
Good one, Sylvester. Now you're gonna get fat and have to eat a diet of carrots. There's clearly a running theme here. Each of these flashbacks all have to do with food, so I suppose Bugs is trying to relay the message to Millicent that, hey, every cartoon character is a glutton. Except for Bugs Bunny, because he eats carrots. And after sitting through all that Tweety Bird shit, I really am glad to get some Tasmanian Devil action here. Oh, but Brad, Tweety is so cute. Yeah, but he isn't funny. Oh, but he has a darling voice. He isn't funny. Oh, but he's so precious and adorable. He is not funny. It is perfect that they're going from Tweety to the awesomeness of the Tasmanian Devil. That really is like tossing aside your moldy tofurkey for delicious turkey. And yeah, they are cutting out some parts, but they do leave in my favorite part from this short.
Hey, Tassie, old devil. You sure toss a mean salad.
Well, they kinda leave it in. For some reason, they mute Tasmanian Devil singing to himself while tossing the salad. Tossing salad. Anyway, here's what the clip is supposed to sound like.
Hey, Tassie, old devil. You sure toss a mean salad.
And I'm a big enough Looney Tunes nerd to pick up on that, because for over 20 years, those are the noises that I make whenever I toss a mean salad. At this point, I don't care about the diet shit. I'm just having fun watching Taz wolf down a wild turkey surprise.
Pardon. That's all right. You good kid.
And that shot of him exploding was always a part that ABC cut out of the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show, because they're fucking pussies who cut shit left and right with their snip-happy censor scissors. So after all this talk of binge-eating carrots and why Millicent has gotten so large, it all comes down to this.
I eat because I am needing love. Well, what you recommending, Doc?
Well, isn't that romantic? That only leaves one thing for Bugs Bunny to do. He has to bang her.
What I recommend is to, keep eating. Happy Thanksgiving.
Or not. You see, boys, if you have a girl who's crushing on you, who you're not really into, the obvious answer is to make sure they get as fat as possible. That way they'll be distracted by food, and they'll be too slow to chase you down. Thanks, 70s. Plus, it's Thanksgiving. We'll all be stuffing our faces anyway, so screw dieting. But if you think that's harsh, it's not quite as dark as Millicent's previous appearance in Rabbit Romeo.
Give to me large kiss.
Again, fuck you, ABC, for cutting that shit out. Give me my fucking uncut cartoons, damn it! There is a little stinger at the end, which is noted as being the first appearance of Honey Rabbit, a character who they say was later transitioned into Lola Bunny. Are you sure? Are you sure they're just not two separate rabbits with two separate names who I equally want to fuck?
Something is missing from my life. Something I must be substituting for.
Never mind, the Dow Bakshi did make an appearance here. And that's all you need to know about Bugs Bunny's Thanksgiving diet. Carrots! Watch the uncut cartoons. Unless you really want to see 3 minutes of extra footage of Bugs Bunny giving dieting tips. But as a Thanksgiving special, I will give it this. It's not as preachy as a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Oh, carrots are divine. You get a dozen for a dime. It's magic. They fry, a song begins, they roast, and I hear violins. It's mad.